So we have an update to the Harry Dunn story, and it's or let's say story, I mean death, I guess, and it's not positive. It's really not. And so just as a lot of people thought would happen, she's not going to be extradited. So the US has turned down the extradition request for the woman who was charged with causing the death of Harry Dunn. So this is her. Don't know why they used her wedding picture. It's just embarrassing. In case maybe they couldn't get another picture, but that's shocking. The Home Office have said this appeared to be a denial of justice. Wow, big shock there. Pretty much is. They are denying justice by letting a potential criminal, basically get off scot free because of diplomatic immunity. So this, in reality, is an admission that we say is behaving lawlessly and taking a wrecking ball to one of the greatest alliances in the world. They won't be around forever, whereas that extradition request will be. Who's saying this? Mr. Seeger. Oh, that's the lawyer, I think. We will simply plot for a reasonable administration to come in one day and to reverse decision. AKA, when Trump leaves office, there's a strong possibility that they will try and get this done again, which will be interesting to see what happens in that case. So Pompeo turned down the request, and basically he said that it will get rid of diplomatic immunities. Like, surely there should be the question asked that should diplomats, or he's not even a diplomat, he's an intelligence officer, should these people be able to get away with crimes? That's the question that we need to ask here. And this story has brought it really again to light that diplomats can get away with this sort of stuff, with murder, or not murder, but manslaughter essentially, death by reckless driving. And so he died on a motorbike in a collision with, I don't know how to pronounce the name properly, Miss Sakulas. I think that's how I've seen someone pronounce it. Crash happened outside of the base, and I'll show you on the map how far the base is from where I live, which is crazy. How close it is to me. So in the statement, she was charged and will not return voluntarily to the United Kingdom to face a potential jail sentence. For that was a terrible but unintentional accident. So she's admitted that it was her. This is an admittance of guilt here, that it was a terrible accident, and it was unfortunate, but it happened. So she's admitting it was her. So if the police have enough evidence and they have charged her for this, so if it does go to court, it's a slam dunk. It really is a slam dunk. It'd be the easiest case the CPS get all year round. So the Home Office said it's disappointed in this decision, which appears to be a denial of justice. We're considering our options, so it basically means that we don't really know what to do now. So we're going to think about it for a while. At the time the incident occurred, for the duration of the stay in the UK, the US citizen driver in this case had immunity from criminal jurisdiction. It's ridiculous. Diplomatic immunity is ridiculous because these guys get away with everything, including murder, essentially. If the United States were to grant the UK's extradition treaty request, it would render the invocation of diplomatic immunity a practical nullity. That's a weird way of saying that, and set an extraordinary, troubling precedent. It should set a precedent of diplomats that can be charged if they commit crimes. So if we look here, the family, all they wanted was a suspended sentence anyways. If it was one of my family members, I would have wanted a lot more, but all they wanted was a suspended sentence. That means that she's not going to go to prison, because Harry Dunn's family didn't want her to be separated from her family like Harry was from theirs. And so that's it. So if she didn't run away, she would have been fine. But they said that they hoped that something would happen. This is an older article anyways, from last year, October, near the incident. And so this is updated. This is last 8 hours. So this was in the last few days, really. I think this might be 24th. So this was today. Way earlier today anyways. I couldn't remember if it was yesterday this story was broken, because it doesn't matter anyway. So they were saying that all they wanted is a suspended sentence, and if you look here on the map, I'm not going to give away it's about a 40-minute drive from where I live, which is crazy. It's just like, I don't come to this area, but Silverstone's quite a popular place if you're into Formula 1. It's not very far. So what is it? Diplomatic immunity is a form of legal protection awarded to diplomats to allow them to avoid the force of the law in host countries. So really, should these intelligence officer's wife even have a diplomatic immunity, seeing as she wasn't even working on behalf of the US government? It's ridiculous. And so that the only way they could do it is if the country that sent the diplomat, they could remove diplomatic immunity. But that's about it. If we look at this story here, where a Jordanian diplomat, second highest in the embassy, he killed someone and injured other people whilst he was drink driving. And basically what happened was Jordanian officials initially invoked immunity for Mr. I can't pronounce his name, but no, I'm gonna butcher that. a Harvard-educated envoy who at the time of the crash was the second highest ranking diplomat in the embassy, and indicate that he'd be recalled home. But the president of Georgia stepped in and issued, so basically saying the US would not, that Georgia would not block any efforts by the US to prosecute the Jordanian diplomat. And so basically they got a plea agreement from him. He was found guilty, and this guy is a real scumbag anyways. He got caught drink driving beforehand. Stopped 18 months ago for driving 90 miles an hour on an interstate near Richmond 4 months later by police officials in Washington for driving the wrong way on a city street, nearly colliding with a police cruiser. So he's driving 90 miles per hour. He almost hit a police car. In this case, he smelled alcohol. So this guy's got a real drinking problem, because even in this story, when he killed someone, he was over the drinking limit. He was at 0.15% when the city's legal limit is 10%, 0.10%. I'm not sure if that's a lot over, or it doesn't matter anyway. So he smelled alcohol. He must have been drinking quite heavily then. Anyways, as a result, this man, he had his diplomatic immunity stripped and he was prosecuted. So what this does mean is that a country can take away diplomatic immunity from a person who's committed a crime. So if the US didn't want to set a precedent of diplomats can be prosecuted, all they have to do is take away the immunity from this lady, Miss Sakun, and Sakulas. That's it, not Sakun. What am I thinking? But yeah, if they really wanted to, they could take away her immunity and have her prosecuted in this country. So much for the special relationship we have. I guess it is one-sided. But anyways, I hope the family do find some solace in this. I don't know if the driver here, Sakun, will be punished. But I hope they really get justice for Harry, and I'm not sure how the family are dealing with this, but I hope Rob really pulls his finger and actually does something here, really shames the US, because this is embarrassing. But I'll leave it there for now, and I'll see you in the next one.